Hello, my fellow Vikings and Valkyries. Today we are here returning to our sixth installment of Viking conquest of Roman Republic. And this episode we will be trying to conquer North Africa in a colony with name Hippo Regius. Let's listen.
The impudence and aggression of Carthage will no longer be tolerated. It is time to finish them once and for all. But even in times of war, the benefits of the Republic can be made clear to those still outside of our influence. The King of Numidia has allied with Rome, peacefully bringing a new province into the Republic. Governor, you are to take advantage of this opportunity and build the city of Hippo Regius on the Numidian coast. The defeat of Carthage is your primary goal. Raise your legions and defend Hippo Regius from any attack. Be prepared to assist Roman generals as they attack Carthage's final strongholds in Africa. Since you have shown yourself to be a governor of some skill, Rome also expects Hippo Regius to be more than just a military base. A certain quality of culture and prosperity is needed to reassure our ally that tying Numidia to Rome was the correct choice. Carthage's time in the Mediterranean is over. Rome merely needs to convince them of that. We expect you to be very persuasive.
Alright, so in this very persuasive scenario, we will need 25 points of culture. That's okay, that's nice. 40 points of security. That's not something easy as it seems, as we have already seen in previous games where there were multiple attacks on our city in a short period of time. So I'm thinking this will be the problematic goal to reach, the most problematic of them all. We also need 25 points in prosperity and 70 points in favor. Of course, we need some population, but we are beyond the point where we actually take care about the number that's here. So this mission is installed in Third Punic Wars. There have been 3 Punic Wars. One took place on Sicily and some parts of Spain, basically. And it started when Rome started to expand their republic to the parts where Carthaginians used to be in charge in influence. And then the second war was the most famous one, with Hannibal, the Carthaginian military general who crossed to the Spain and throughout the Spain to Alps and northern Italy, which surprised a lot of people because there were people saying it's impossible to cross Alps on elephants, and he didn't know it was impossible, so he did it. That's actually the point. And then he sort of occupied parts of Italy, and Romans turned the tides of war in their favor, and it ended up with, let's say, a peace treaty, but it was like Rome won, everybody knew that, and Carthage became just insignificant city, basically, with minor government. When, for example, when between the period of Second and Third Punic War, when Carthagena wanted to go to war with someone, firstly they need to have approval of Rome. So in feudal terms, if medieval times, we can say they happen to be vassals. I'm not sure about the term yet. So let's just say the Second Punic Wars ended with basically Rome victory, and even though there was peace agreement, it was just temporary peace. And I think a Third Punic War started when Numidian king on the left side from Carthago, which used to be somewhere around this part of northern Africa. He started a war against Carthago, or vice versa, I'm not sure. And Rome basically used it as a casus belli for third war, which ended up, as we know, by Carthaginian defeat. And there's this famous piece of legends around this defeat, that they they assaulted the area and leveled it with like ground level and everything, like in order to show how powerful the Rome is. And I think it's kind of myth based reasoning, even though it's been documented by several people. I think the most famous one is Polybius, a Greek historian who used to be a hostage in Rome, and we can talk about hostages in ancient times. It's completely different than today. And he sort of made a lot of notes around about Punic Wars and how they continued. And also, one more interesting thing about these times is that there was a military leader with the name of Seneca, who was partially responsible for Roman victory. And Roman Republic used to be scared that he's taking kingdom, let's say, and he's going for a crown. So there was a lot of tension, which ended in, let's say, sort of very weak republic, and it was a time when second triumvirate was established with one of the triumvirate was Gaius Julius Caesar, who ended up actually getting the crown and the title of king or Caesar or whatever. So let's skip this history lesson already. We can talk during the scenario when we will have time, and let's begin. Okay, so we are finding ourselves in North Africa. Let's pause the game and let's check the surrounding area. What we have here? We have sand. We have a lot of sand. We have a lot of sand pits here. Okay, that's interesting. And we can see also we have a lot of agreeable land actually. There are two parts, one in here and one in here. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. And we do not have anything else except the sand. So iron and wood will be imported in this map. Okay, let's check materials. And yes, we have sand. Oh, we have olive grove and sheep pasture. So hopefully our trade partners will want some sand, glass and olives and sheeps. Let's check industry as well. And we have 3 types of industry, 2 types of luxury goods, and of course military equipment. Let's check our trade. Oh, we have 6 possible trade partners. So that's Egypt, and they want 65 pieces of olive oil in a year. That's Land Road. Cyrenaica only sends exotic goods. So let's pass that. Achaia wants to wants to buy weapons. Okay, so if we will have surplus, which we probably won't, we can trade it. Rome will buy glass. Finally, some interesting part. They will buy 75, and it's via water. Sardinia will also buy some glass and some more olive oil, and Terra currencies will buy armor. So we can sell our armor and weapons when we will have surplus. I'm actually getting anxious a little bit about the trade, because usually when you can sell armor or weapons, it means it's like the main trade goal in scenario in order to generate some denarii, some money. And I think on this map it will be a little bit different because I think this is the only province. Let me check quickly. Yes, it is. It is the only province that sends us iron and wood, which is important for weapon industry, and also iron for armor. So we can do our own wool. We have sheep industry in here, but that's what I'm starting to be anxious about. So it's 25 with 75, so 100 glass. That's reasonable, and that's 90 olive oil. Okay, that's not large city per se. We can be economic this time, and we can try to lower the amount of people we will need. But as we have got the introduction to this particular campaign, we saw that we will need a large army, and I think not only there will be some requests from Republic to send the army, we will also be under attack, which kind of doesn't make a sense in the events of how it was introduced. We are in light territory, and Carthago is falling, and they are like finishing in. So who is gonna attack us, right? But let's start first with some industry, or not. Let's start with some food industry first. I want to decide where why food industry. I want to decide where living quarters will be and where industry will be located. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the place for industry, right? So we will want olive oils to be in here, and of course eventual sheep pastures as well. So we want to squeeze food in this part of map. Okay, let's start with some grain fields as usual. Let's check it with my OCD's narrowness, which we will do in not only in this scenario, in previous one as well, right? If you find it annoying, yeah, welcome to my head, welcome to my mind. But I want it straight, I want it narrow. So that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grain fields, and that's 12. And I know this is breaking the pattern, and that's why I kind of don't like farming in this game. I mean, yeah, it's square, it's straight and narrow, but the area beneath the farm, the agreeable area, is not squared and narrow as I would want to, except for one map, I think, where it's actually nicely neat. Right, will we squeeze it? We will. Let's do it. This farm can actually do not make a sense a lot because it will be functional on like 20-30%, but nevertheless, here we are. So that's our food industry, which should cover most of our people needs. So I will start with olive oil, which doesn't take a lot of place. I have seen people who are actually squeezing this kind of industry, which means olive and wine, that does not take a lot of space. I have seen people squeezing somewhere where there is a place for that. So let's just say they had some farms, like grain farms, and oh look, we can squeeze 2 or 3 farms in here. Let's do it. And I dislike that approach. and you're probably wondering why. Yeah, that's because I want it straight and I want it narrow. I want it neat. I want it in pattern. So that's olive oil. I mean olive groove actually. And this time we can actually utilize a blessing, or it's not blessing, it's thumbs up benevolence points from god of let me think, Bacchus do it, or is it someone else? I'm not sure right now. But I know I have been talking about it that we actually do not need it a lot somewhere in the previous videos. It's a blessing where you have you got the double, or halving the time on how quickly the olive grove grows. So if it usually grows year, which is 6 months, so this blessing will lower it for 3 months only. So speeding up the process. And now finally some olive oil factories. And I'm thinking we will need 100 pieces of oil, which is a lot. I'm thinking I will, for the beginning of our game, will create 5, 6, 7 factories for 5 olive groves, and I will leave the space open for future reference. And I will also start with glass factory. Now I'm just checking to not to break the pattern when it's finished to be nice and clean. And I said glass factory, and I'm building clothing one. I'm not crazy yet, or at least in usual numbers. But what I'm doing is I'm just putting some clothing, and this will be basic goods serving for our oh, I forgot. Equities. Yeah. I'm sorry for that. And I can see I have some problems with my pattern, and it's right here. So let's destroy this one. And let's rebuild one one square inch closer to previous people. And let's destroy the road again. I'm spending money I don't have, I know that, but I wouldn't be able to like hover around it, and I know I did it in previous videos as well, and somehow I didn't fix the errors, and that's actually just like it just confirms the like motivation theory. If you need to do something, do it now, because if you like leave it for the future, you will not do it, and that's a me in a lot of places and a lot of times. And I think I will leave the glass factories like this, so that means 9 glass factories. I think they will probably produce enough of glass for our trade. And let's also build some sand collecting camps for the factories, and they will probably need, that's a rule of thumb, let's say 7. Oh, let's build 8. I mean, does it really make a difference right now if we build 7 or 8? I mean, we are building a massive city right now, and actually it doesn't matter. And we are missing warehouse for our glass as well. And let's put it right here. I actually built 2 of them. And rule of thumb, whenever we build a warehouse, always set the goods up and I didn't do it right here, so it's clothing. And here we have built warehouses for glass factories, right? And we also need yeah, this would work. We also need some prefects, so this industry will not burn in future. And engineering as well. And since we build clothing factories, we also need to build some sheep pasture, right? And I know I have been talking that I told you that I will probably expand the olive oil in future, and I probably will, but I will just make it down here or somewhere around here. So let's just make it directly next to our olive farms. And I'm thinking we will need probably a little bit more, since I'm considering that we will be upgrading our plebs houses as well. So that's 868 sheep farms, that means 4 buildings. And I think this will probably be enough for our clothing factory. Right. Now, how many
Our
people
city's
will
labor
we
system
need?
is
We will
running
need
fairly
a little bit
smoothly.
more than 10 for our industry, which does not have farms and trade yet. Okay, so let's also build some farms in here, and I will start with vegetable farms. Why? Because I will build 4 of them in here, and I will directly follow with grain farms on this part, and I forgot the number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's build 6 grain farms and 4 vegetable farms. That's more than enough for our people. And let's also connect the area as well. Right, nice. Now everything is connected, but we still need to build the place up. And let's check with Coliseum if this place is suitable. It is. We can basically do whatever we want in here. There are no problems in this part. First problematic terrain starts with this top hill. I don't know how to call it. And you can also notice we have circus available. That's actually interesting. And we have drill yard available as well, first time in this campaign. Okay, we have started. Let's do granary as well. Thinking, is this the right place for granaries? Oh yeah, it is. Why not? Let's be funky today. Okay, and there is a problem in here, right? Yeah. Now, we have established a nice pattern for our buildings, and that pattern was 3 equid houses. 1, 2, and 3. Right. Surrounded by 5 plebs houses on both sides. Which allows us to, build some services in here, which we will do right now. Let's just add Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, Ceres, and Bacchus. and one fountain, please. Here we are. Nice. And since this is so nicely going, let's proceed and let's build one more district. And why I'm doing this is because we will need a little bit more equids than 3 houses. I'm not sure about how many plebs will be needed in our city. Right now, first thing first, we need to lift up the trade, you know, like generate some income, because currently we are not having enough. And let's put a clinic in here, let's put a bathhouse in this area, because what Roman culture it is
Our
without
city's
a
labor system
bathhouse,
is running
right?
fairly smoothly.
And that will mean a reservoir is needed in here, let's say. And I suppose that our water for our people is pumped from the sea, which in this game actually make a lot of sense. And it's aligned in the myth of Carthago being after being destroyed, being salted in a way that nothing will grow in the place of Carthago, right? And I will just make one narrow aqueduct in here and destroy the previous one, previous pump house, because this is straight and this is narrow.
Our city's labor system is running
And
fairly smoothly.
we have 3 and 3 is 6, which is 240.
Our city's labor system is running fairly smoothly.
Equids with 180 jobs, so I forgot something and I'm not sure what I forgot. I forgot the tax office, of course. Which
Our
is
city's
still
labor system is running
194,
fairly
and
smoothly.
you know what? I will build a drill yard, and drill yard, even though it's military building, drill yard actually uses equids to work in there.
Our city's labor system is running
And
fairly smoothly.
I will lower the drill yard priority, which means it will work as buffer as well as we are used to with our towers and gatehouses, right? So we are missing 8 equids right now, and I think it's okay. Now let's also build a food market and basic goods market. And for basic goods market, let's open it only for clothing and for equids, and let's close the food market for plebs as well. Reason for that is simple: we want our equids to have first some gathering of materials for them to be happy, because plebs are usually much more
Our city's labor system.
Rome considers your
not
efforts to
having
be
what they want,
mediocre.
like food. Okay, let's open a trade port to Latium, let's open trade port to Sardinia, and let's open a very expensive trade port to Egyptus. And I'm starting to think this was not a clever idea, considering we are really like low in our balance, and actually if the game paused, that means we are not having any goods to be sold, and it means we will be in debt for prolonged period of time, which is not good. It's really not good for our reputation and our favor numbers.
Rome considers your efforts to be
We can
mediocre.
donate something about 1000 to city without a problem, and let's say 300 as well. Let's keep 380. Now, I want to show you a little bug that is in here. The numbers, when you want to send Rome a gift, there are 3 possible gifts: small, medium, and large one. And they are priced for 20 denaries, 50 denaries or something, and 100 denaries. That's the minimum price. But when your savings are vast. When you have a lot of money in your own treasure room, the price of the gift is rising as well, and it is counted in computer, or I don't know where, when you open the tab. So right now it's been already counted for 1,300, 600 I had in my savings. So when I open it right now, we can see that I can send a yacht that costs 840 denaries. I don't have that money right now. Medium is 420 and small is 201. Now if I close the tab and open it again,
Rome considers your efforts to be
numbers are
mediocre.
different, right? Because it's counted on the beginning of the tab or beginning of the window open, I don't know. Now, is there a difference between favor change when the gift cost 100 and when the gift cost 1000? And the answer is no. The favor will change the same, nevertheless, if it is expensive or not expensive gift. I'll donate one more 100 to city. We are still
Rome
1000.
considers your efforts to be
debt.
mediocre.
But I just don't like sending expensive gifts. Now you can see it has been recounted. We will see send one more. Reason for that is we will be in a debt for a long period of time, and even though our goals
city's
are
cultural
high,
standard
and I think
needs
we
work.
will not get there via gifts, I don't
Rome
want
considers your
our
efforts to
favor
be
to fall
mediocre.
a lot. Now, I already unpaused the game, but I just remembered I forgot to place prefect office and engineering office in this area, and also I need to
Our
set up
city
priorities
needs more
for
workers.
our city, right? So that's prefects and engineers in the highest, and let's put harvesting as well to the highest point, and let's lower the industry. Let's even just
There are
for sake
trade
of
routes available that
fast
could be advantageous to our city.
quick expansion, let's forbid olives and wool and olive oil and clothing factory as well.
Our city
So
needs
our
more
labor
workers.
will be fulfilled much more quickly. Because I am worried about the money situation a lot. Something, you know, from real life, right? And as I always say, when you unpause the game, check over all your city, because we are burning on several places right now. The industrial district has been put out, and farms are still burning, but I can see some prefects are running there. We are slowly growing. That's nice. Now, we can talk before the city starts to run. We can talk about hostages in ancient times. Today, when we say someone is hostage, means he's deliberately somewhere, maybe on some gunpoint, even in some, like in action movie, in some bank or something. But in previous times, hostages were something like a mark of sincere agreements. So let's say I am in some tribe in whatever, in ancient time, and I'm in tribe, right? And there is a competitive tribe close to me, like 10 kilometers. And they say, we do not want to destroy your tribe, we want to live in peace and harmony. Will you believe them? And I think the answer is no. We don't believe ourselves today, in today's world, even though there is some, understanding and more trust than before. So, how they did manage that is that they offered some hostages, which was usually someone important from the tribe B, who is expansion type of tribe, right? So it would look that, for example, the chief of tribe would travel with his children to the peaceful tribe, say, listen, we don't want to attack you, and we want to live peacefully with you, here are 2 of my childrens as a hostage, and that means our agreement. We mean our agreement, you know. How did it work? They were not kept in cages or in some prison. They were actually kept, the hostages, I mean the kids, were kept as part of family of the chief as well. So a lot of time it happened that some, because actually if you would put only some, you know, like orphan kids as hostages, you really wouldn't care that they would kill them in case of you attacking them, right? So the whole mentality of hostages was actually a lot of different than it is today. Today the hostage is like a poor person who is, against his will held somewhere. But in ancient times, hostages were much more, let's say, free, but not free. If you know what I mean. So what happened? Some kings or some rulers, for example,
While most
they would come
vegetables
to
are
Rome
savoury,
in
a select few
ancient
can
Rome
be
times.
quite
It
sweet.
happened even before Rome, and happened after Rome burned down. It happened in the areas not considered Rome. So, for example, in Viking times, in late Iron Age, in Viking ages in some Scandinavia, it happened too. And we have actually a lot of places in mythology, even though the mythology is really limited for Viking culture, that they used hostages, right? It's even speculated in some circles that Loki is a hostage type of person between Aesir, which was the tribe of gods, let's say, because Loki was not from the same tribe as Odin and Thor and Freyr and Freya and so on. So if you have seen Marvel and you believe that they are brothers with Thor, I mean, good luck, but it's not true. Even though the movies are great to some point. So, and in Roman time, it was very often the scenario that some king of some place, particularly this was some Greek king. He would say to Rome, "Listen, I don't want to fight you because you are a powerful empire, but I want to, I don't want my people to be under Rome rule as well. I want just, to be peacefully living here." And if Rome did not had any, let's say, business in there, like for example, they did not want to expand, they just want, to hold the border, let's say. They'll be like, okay, fine, let's make an agreement. Okay, we won't attack you. We will leave, your let's say freedom of rule as you wish. Just don't attack these and these and these and these people because they are our allies as well. And for that, you will send us 12 hostages of importance. And the kings usually did, because you will stay in power. You had a lot of kids in ancient times, and that also meant that the kids probably could have had a better life than you would expect it. They can, if they ended up in some nice and generous prefect family, for example, which was happening a lot in these times. They got a much better education that you would even be able to offer them, even for Greece with all the history of ancient philosophy, right? Yep. So this was one of the case. It was a hostage of some Greek person. I don't know which one. With name, I hope I remember it correctly. Plebeius, who ended up as a historian, and he created a lot of notes and history marks and just a lot of writings about Punic Wars, because he lived through them and he wanted to keep that for future generations as such. So thanks to his effort, we now have like a lot coverage for some, even though important, but nevertheless some small war in some ancient Europe, right? You wouldn't even be able to imagine how many wars we do not know about today. Like they found some archaeological evidence about some battle in some place in Germany, which happened like 500 BC, before none of the civilization was there. So it was like between Bronze Iron Age, and we do not know which tribes were fighting about what, but we know for the amount of people living in that area in that particular time, it was a big battle. It was like D-Day kind of size battle, and you know, it was like really for me and
Our
for some
city
fellow
needs more
historians,
workers.
maybe a lot of adrenaline discovery in there. Right, let's go back to the game a little bit. I forgot to build a road to our trade depot, so I did that. I started the trade, and I thought we are happy, but we are not, and I don't know why. So yeah, we forgot to open the market for plebs as well, but they are not leaving, and we have 15 houses of
Our
plebs,
city
which
needs more
means
workers.
I forgot how to count. Easy as that. Because you know, my mind was like, okay, we have 10 houses of plebs. That's 700 people in the real numbers, and my mind was like, okay, 10 times 70, because 70 is number of people living in the house. Yeah, it's 1040, yeah. 400. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's just add 5 houses as well, because why not? And that's what I did, and that's what didn't work as much for our city. Hopefully
Our
Rome
city-
is not hating
Our
us a
city's
lot.
cultural standard
Still,
needs
it's
work.
okay-ish. It's not fine, it's okay yet, but we are in debt, and the debt is not going away for now because our factories are still empty. They have no labor in there, and I am starting, since we have a lot of food on our storage
Our
right
city-
now,
Our
let's just
city needs more
lower
workers.
the priority for harvesting, and let's level up with our factories so they will finally start to work for the people right now, even though the produce will be slow. Let's speed up. Let's go nuts, people. Come on, work. What we need to do, we need to start the iron trade as soon as possible. I mean, like in the beginning of the game, it was already too late. We need a big army, right? And I don't know how to manage that with this size of city. Maybe we can like, we could have not been, we couldn't like abandon the drill yard and 2 buildings, but I mean, does it really change anything? So
Our city
it's
needs
January, we
Rome
started to see
considers your
some like
efforts to be
numbers. Let's
mediocre.
rise
The
them up a
finances
little
of
bit.
our city are currently
And
all in
that's
order.
800 money from trade already, and our factories are filling up. We are still lacking people though, so let's build 4 more houses. And actually I think, oh, of course, my army are so big I can send it to
The
Rome
finances of our
right
city
now.
are currently all in order.
Let's also
The finances
open up
There are trade
wool
routes available
and
that could be
clothing
advantageous to.
Our city
as well,
needs more
because
workers.
we need to level up our plebs, or we need to build more houses, and I don't know, I do not want to do that right now, or do I? I mean yeah, we could. We can do both. We can do like clothing and of course more houses. So let's do that. Let's do that, and this is going on in here. Right. Hopefully all the services will reach this place as well, especially the clinic is probably not. Let's just hope. Yeah, one building is missing. That's for that number of people, one clinic. That's
Our
kind of
city
actually,
needs
that's
more
nice.
workers. Our city needs.
Now I see
There
we
are
have some
trade routes
unemployed
available
people
that could be
as
advantageous.
well.
There are-
Let's open
Our city
up
needs.
There are trade routes
olives
available that
and
could
olive
be
factories
advantageous
as
to
well,
our
because
city.
we need to start to get the money. We need money.
There
Right
are
now
trade
we are
routes
gold
available
diggers
that
in
could
the
be
world of
advantageous
ancient
to our
Rome.
city.
This trade road which we need to open and to start to import cost 500 to open. That's a lot for us right now. We have, it's April. We sold 1/3, not full, 1/2 of glass and full glass of to Sardinia and to Rome. So we want, I mean, third, it's half. Come on, what's your math today? What are you doing in there in brain? It's like the math, you know, just
There are-
to go vacation
Our
or
city
something.
needs more workers.
And it happens a lot. I think not only to me, but to a lot of people. So, what will be our next approach? As I said, we need to open the trade as soon as possible. We have 2,000. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's slow up the game a little bit. Let's open the trade port, and now you have OCD kind of like dilemma. Where to put the trade port, because you don't want to destroy the pattern in here. So I found this place. We will just need to put a road in there. It's done. Now prolong the actual road as well, and let's start to import as well. I mean, let's forget about the exporting armor right now, because it's not on our list anywhere near the top. And let's open armor factory. Let's go with 3 or 2. What do you guys think? 3 or 2? Let's go with 2. And let's put weapons factory as well. And I did some mistake in here, and I'm not sure what. Oh, I see. Okay. There's a break in my. There's a problem with my pattern here. I cannot fit the road in between those places. The reason for that is simple. I built it wrong. I didn't notice that the road is shifted in here. Never mind. We have our factories for weapons and armor, and let's build 2 warehouses as well. And you already know my rule of thumb for this game. When you build a warehouse, always set up the goods. You can already see, if you have catchy eye, that there's a guy going somewhere.
My union says
He's
that
retrieving
until this
glass,
town
so
gets better health
this
care, I
warehouse
shouldn't
has been
carry any
marked as,
loads over 70 pounds.
glass retriever before we have managed to set up armor, weapons. Yep, done. So
Our city needs
we
more
are missing
workers.
400 people. That's okay.
There are trade routes available that
We
could
have
be
some
advantageous
clothing
to our
working on,
city.
we have some wool working on. Shouldn't have a lot of in stock, because we just started that business. And what about our olive oil? They are starting to create some goods. That's good. Hopefully we will manage to keep above.
There
some
are
numbers
trade routes
with
available
the
that could
import
be
going on.
Rome considers your efforts to be
let's donate 200 to
mediocre.
city as well. Just just to play it safe, because right now I'm really not sure how we will manage with all the building and imports going on. So
Rome considers your
one
efforts to
more
be
month is
mediocre.
has passed. We sold all the glasses we had to Rome and to Sardinia. We did not start to sell olive oil to both of our trade partners, and we have started to import some business. So let's just hope that olive oil business will keep us running. Let's just fingers crossed, you know. I will build one more basic goods market because I want this market to be close to plebs for forever. But this one will offer some glass because it's September and we already fulfilled our glass demand. And I had an idea in my mind that we will build one fort that will be empty and mess hall as well. We can build a mess hall actually. It costs only 100. And just in order to see how many soldiers we are dealing in request, because right now I
Rome
cannot
considers
open
your efforts to be
troops for
mediocre.
request because I don't have any troops. Right? Yeah, when you build a legion fort building and when you fill, I'm not sure if it needs a single soldier in that point, and we are back again in red numbers. That's fine. For now, it's not, but let's just go with it. Let's just go with the flow. Reason for that I'm not balancing is obvious. I don't want red cover seen in this spot right here because we already have that. That means they haven't been paid. I've talked about it in some previous video how I dislike this mechanics of game. When you have 14 denaries in treasury, you will not pay your people and they will start to get angry. But if you have minus, it's okay.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
And if that makes sense to you, it does not to me. And we are also missing recruitment posts. So
Rome
it was actually
considers your
needed
efforts.
to
Currently,
have
there
at
are
least
no
one
known enemy
soldier.
threats to the city.
Hopefully we will manage it in time. If not, it's not the end of the world. Because we will not manage the request for army. Nevertheless, what happens? Because simply we do not have that kind of military. We do not have that kind of economics either. But we are in some nice black numbers again, which means some trade took place. I suppose it was the glass. And I'm wondering why our olive oil factories are not catching up. Maybe because they are missing people, I'm not sure. Let's see this year if things will change. You can see some people are already coming to our forts, which is fine. And we have one
Currently,
soldier,
there are no
which
known
means
enemy.
we can
We
check
have an outstanding order that
what
must
we
be
will be
fulfilled
facing.
soon.
3 African light infantry. Oh, that's okay. I mean, that's not much for the beginning. If I'm not mistaken, this number will not arise a lot. So that's also like manageable. Right. How is our trade going? Let's check our maps. We are in a half in Rome. We are full in Sardinia with glass. We sold some olive oil. That's good. And we sold even some to Egyptus. I'm not sure if it's foreign province. Okay, that means it's just Egyptus. Because some games, everybody knows the love story with Julius Caesar and Cleopatra, right? And some games they forget in what time of history they stand in. So right now we are 70 BC, which is before Julius Caesar events took place, which means also that there is still Ptolemaic rulers in Egypt and they are not under Roman Empire. Right. I mean, they are under Rome influence, but not directly as they were in time of Julius Caesar. Yeah, we are not gonna dispatch that soldiers. Sorry, that's just too expensive, and they don't have any chance in winning. So why? Why? And you can see we already managed to manufacture some clothes. That's nice. So I have opened the trade for plebs because, as I am sure you see with me, is that the clothing is already equipped in equipped houses, and we are maintaining some good balance. It's first half of a year, so let's check.
The finances of our city are currently all in order.
We need to have something about 3,000 denaries for wages alone, plus of course my salary, which is not small, mind you, and we need about 3,000 for him. So that's already like 6,000-7,000, and we are able to sell something about 9,000. So let's just let's just not spend a lot right now thinking, we have money. No, we don't. We don't. But what I want to spend on is I want to build one more fort. Is this the right spot? Yeah, why not? Let's just build it. And we are missing 4 soldiers. That's okay. It was stuck where? It's stuck just on the numbers. Okay. We can see some plebs are already leveling up. That's a good sign. And I'm just starting, I'm not building it yet. Just starting to thinking where patricians will go, and I think they have like big nice spot in here. And since it's so big, I mean, we can like overdo ourselves, and we can try to build like a lot. But it's not right now, because we will need to for our patricians we will need some luxury goods. That means furniture factory and utensils factory. One consumes wood and one consumes iron. Surprise, surprise, that's the same resources we need for our weapons, and right now we need a lot of weapons. When we will have those weapons, then we will start thinking about upgrading. Right. Okay, we got some blessing from Ceres. That's nice. Our food's looking good. And we have another request for military support. This time I will consider it.
The finances.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
2 African archers, and already we have good chances, even though it's like half the amount of people. And it's November, so let's check our trade. We received 50 iron. That's nice. We received only 23 timber. Not sure why. I'm thinking if maybe it's stuck in weapons factory, so we do not actually use the wood, because since we don't have warehouse for our wood, it means the factory is stocking up from the port itself. Glass is sold, olive oil is sold, and is also sold in Egyptus province. So it's good. I mean, good news, everyone.
Our city needs
And
more
we
workers.
have some unemployed plebs as well. Oh my, oh my. So let's do something about it, maybe. That's the reason I don't want to upgrade rapidly through all the levels of plebs without a plan, because usually it doesn't go well. And as you can see, I am building the factories I was talking about in a few minutes ago, which are furniture and utensils for our patricians, because even though I said we need weapons and I want speed it up, I will. I just changed my mind. So how are things looking for us right now? There's a trade going on, we have plenty of glasses, and yeah, the forts are filling up. So let's prolong this road right here, and we will do that because we will build a reservoir in here, and also let's just undo that. We'll just build. Okay, there's enemy army coming in, and I was talking about that it does actually make sense, but never mind. I will squeeze 4 domuses in here for our equids, as well as a reservoir with some aqueduct connected in here. Let's fix desirability as well for these poor guys living next to big tank of water. How about now? How about now? Too low? Still too low? I mean, maybe let's just speed it up a little bit. So no, it's still okay. What's happening? It's not so bad. Come on, like, I mean, it's not like heaven or something, but come on. Too little entertainment, which means they are coming. Okay, let's check our water now. So, let's prolong this road in here and this road in here. And let's just plan our patricians. And I like this kind of setup. We can put a road in between. That looks systematic, which is a weird thing for me, because usually since the maps, you know, are kind of let's say not large, and there is not enough space for systematic approach. Yep. So this will be our neighborhood for patricians. This also means we will need to build some desirability adjustments for this part of town, because they are close to fort in here. Yep, here we are. And in order for them to level up to at least second level, let's just build the odium. I know we are under attack. I don't care. I will just finish my fort in here and then I will return. Okay. Don't you worry about my electricity in here. Okay. And in here, right? So which means our first level of entertainment is covered in this place. And let's also check our clinic coverage, and it's same as on both sides, which means a non-existent. And let's just build it, which by the way means that only building which was not covered in the medical community. It wasn't connected to clinic at all. Will be covered. So one last thing I want to do is I want to build food market and basic goods market, which will go only to patricians and equids. And you could have seen I left the olive oil open, and I will open it as well in here because we do generate a lot of olive oils. Now they are attacking us easy peasy. We already have an army. We will just do a quick check on all the borders, and here we are. This is exactly why we... Oh, and here we are again. And this is exactly the reason why we are doing it. Because if we would have just if we would just trust our minimap, we'll be in trouble. Because looking on the horses, I would just send one legion, right, and just they will do it. But there are two more armies.
My name's Gaius Marius, and I'm an army of one.
We are not having on our minimap
right
now. If you are
the glory is not mine, but Rome's.
Period of time, you can notice that there are some even before they will start to move. Not yet, but it's just a little showing of the yellowish color in this area, and we will see it in in here. We see it in here and in here already. They are moving and closing to our city, and still no marking. Oh, and here we are. Here is the first marking. So, considering I didn't check the edges of the map, I will just send one legion in to meet the horse guys that appeared on the right part of our map, and now I would just end up with two more armies marching on our city. And I sent them on the beginning of their invasion, and they are just...
You don't have to be crazy to join the Legion, but it
so
sure
fast.
helps.
Right?
You don't have to be crazy to join the Legion, but it sure helps.
Lost track. Come on, go. They are destroying our food supplies for army.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
It doesn't hurt so much, let's say.
You don't have to be crazy to join the Legion, but it sure helps.
But they are starting to fire up our granaries, and that is not nice. So, learning a lesson from this is that I will probably build one more fort on the other side of town, and probably...
My name's Gaius Marius.
So, yeah, and we have defeated enemy forces, right? Great. So we need to rebuild the Mezho, and we can rebuild the granary. I mean, we can leave it, but it just won't be nice, right? Okay. This is built, and I think there was some other building that burned down, and I'm not sure which one. I don't see any black spot on the map particularly. Let's also add some more prefects in here just in case this file will spread. You know, just be prepared, And I forgot that in order to have a first level up of patricians you need 3 things. I thought it's entertainment and some clinic or hospital coverage, but it's also hygiene and what other things we will do apart than bathhouse, because as I always say, it's the base stone of Rome culture. Okay, I built one more reservoir, which was not needed, but I just wanted. I wanted my bathhouse to be in here because this part of city it was covered with previous bathhouse. This one. Excuse me. Our forts
Our city needs more workers.
Rebuilt.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
Full stuff, so let's just send them to help with Carthaginians, and let's also build the fort I was talking about. Let's just build 2 in here. How are our weapons and armor factories doing? They are not doing great. Okay.
Rome, our city needs
We
more
are missing
workers.
only 14 equids. That's nice. That's okay. It's okay. I mean, we can do better when we will level up those guys, but just for now, I'm thinking let's add tax office in here as well, because we just wanna squeeze.
Our city needs more workers.
As much as
The
we
finances of our city are
we
currently
already see
all
that
in order.
there are free markets in city that does not pay taxes, which means
Rome
tax collector that
Our
is
favor
present
with
right now,
Rome must rise for the
is
prestige
not
of our
keeping
city.
up with
There are
what,
trade routes available.
Our city's supply of food is very
should.
low.
We have won this town battle, which means that we are doing better in Rome right now. And let's build a luxury market for our equids and patricians, which means these equids will level up, and we will then focus on some more services for our patricians. Our cohorts are returned since they were not elite. There is only 15 of them. We can
Currently,
see it
there are
here.
no known enemy threats to
It
the
will
city.
take some time for them in order to replenish, because firstly the lowly stuffed fort will be filled first. So this is our city right now. We are starting on with patricians. We still have plenty of food. So just watching the granaries remind me that it would be wiser to build one granary only for vegetable, just in case. I won't build a special one for grain because we have surplus of grain production, considering how many vegetables we generate. Right.
Currently, our city needs more
We still
workers.
have 146 plebs without work. It will be managed in future. And we have another request for military support.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
Against Free African Light Infantry. I mean, okay. I just saw that some pleb houses fall down because they run out of clothing. I'm just wondering why is that happening. We do not have sufficient clothing available, so let's build one more factory and let's see. Sheep farms are full, that's okay. So equids are starting to level up, which means we have full employment right now, and we will start to build guilds for entertainment.
Rome considers
our city needs more workers.
And open jobs for plebs are because some houses what's the word, if leveling up is evolving, leveling down is de-evolving, maybe, I'm not sure, I'm not expert, but they are leveling down since they run out of clothing. It sometimes happens. It's, you know, economics is variable, and sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down, especially when you do some poor decisions.
Our city needs more workers.
40 available equids. Let's build a theater, and let's place it not here, not close. Just one here. I want to have symmetrical.
Our city needs more workers.
Let's check. Our soldiers are still not fully.
our city. Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
In. Let's just send all in. I mean, it's not ideal, but I want them back as soon as possible, and in the meantime recruitment fort will do something at least, hopefully. We'll see, maybe we just lose them. I'm not sure. So our villas currently
our city needs more workers
to expand on religion, so let's just check. If we will build a Jupiter shrine in here, will he cover everything he wants? If we will build it in here, will he cover everything? No, he won't. But if we will build two of them,
our city needs more workers.
Covered. And they are already evolving.
Our
Let's
city,
just check our
city's piety will surely gain us some notice
guilds
from the
right
gods.
now. Yeah, so it was series that grapes and olives grow more quickly. I think that the bonus is doubling. I'm not sure because it's not written right now, but I think it's doubling the amount. I mean, halving the time it grows. So we have increased tax revenue because our cult of Jupiter is doing
Rome considers your efforts to be
fine.
Mediocre.
We have won distant battle. And
currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city.
I just hope these are not the numbers that will return. I mean, seriously, I mean that from the very heart. I saw some desirability needs, so I will just quickly, I mean not so quickly, build my signature plaza. and the cohorts have returned, so I will just finish at least the first pattern and I will check them.
Currently, there are no enemy threats to the city.
It's something. It's fine. I mean, I was worried for a little moment, so these numbers are sufficient. I don't like what I see in here, so I just saw a collapsing animation. It starts when the building is switched from gray, which means no problem at all, to yellow, which means someone should really attend this place in some time. Not sure which is the correct number. So this villa still wants desirability, and that's okay. Who wouldn't want that? This one still wants entertainment because theater is too far for them. That's okay. We will destroy this prefect office, which was built during the invasion, and we will just expand on theater right now. So theater in here.
Currently, there.
Let's check our labor, and we have 37 unemployed equids. That's okay.
The finances.
Rome considers your...
Our finances are doing
Our
sort
city's
of
cultural
fine.
standard needs work.
I mean, not good.
There are trade routes
Not great,
available
not
that
terrible.
could be advantageous
Just
to our
fine.
city.
That's kind of sad.
Our city.
I
There are a
dislike
few areas of the city that would
the
Our
sentence
city's
are
pride.
fine.
Patricia, with
Because
such
even
a
though
dull city,
there's like
it's no wonder immigration
storm
is sluggish.
above you, and you know something terrible happened in your life, and I think you're still fine. Never did I understand this. Never. Right, there is some evolving in our patricians. We will lower some limits for export, and we will start importing some cosmetics and some salt, and we will also build exotic market. And this is something that's, for me, nice, tidy solution. We have markets in one place, not dispatch all around the city where suddenly, oh, listen, here is the space for exotic market. Even though it's in the middle of industrial zone, let's just put it there and hope for the best. I mean, I don't like that. But on the, smaller maps, you have no other options, right? Now, let's start to build some gatehouses in here. Reason for that is we are starting with some fortification. I mean, for me, it's just the circle of life of every scenario, sort of so far, which is to build an industry, working industry.
We do not have enough jobs for all of our workers.
To build some army, and when everything's working out, to build some patricians, and master their evolvement, and when everything is finished, focus on fortification. It's just step-by-step guide on how to win basically everything. Even though there was a campaign where, if you remember, it was challenge after challenge, and it started to be so annoying. I was like, let's just wrap it up. Let's just cheat code us for something. I wasn't sure what to do. I don't even know if there are cheat codes for this game, but nevertheless, I was like getting angry or something. So there are some notifications in here that we are having not enough armor and not enough weapons. That's understandable because we have 4 forts and
We do
they
not-
are not
Currently,
fully
there are no known
staffed.
enemy threats to
Actually,
the city.
they are missing 20 soldiers, which is almost like a year in our imports. Okay. So let's just see how much does this modification cost, and it costs 3,000, and this is the good place to stop right now because we don't want to spend a lot. We still need to survive throughout the year here. Now, how are
we do
our
not have enough jobs for all of our
plebs
workers.
doing? They have everything equipped, evolved, so that means that our clothing is working in optimum with our needs. So there is this one villa that is struggling with desirability right now, and we will smoothly do our signature plaza. I mean, my signature plaza. And something is off because as you can see, the pattern is broken somewhere, and I don't know why. I think this should be. Okay, let's just start over. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Okay. And this
We do not have enough jobs for all.
lacking
Patricians
education.
can often be heard grumbling about the
So
poor
let's
schooling
just
their children
build
receive.
one more school in here, and they are already evolving. And our drill yard
Patricians?
is
Currently,
still.
there are no known enemy threats.
What we can
to the
do right
city.
now, we still cannot. Yeah, we need full equipment, right? So we built a drill yard in the beginning of the game 4 years ago. I think it was 70 BC, which is kind of counterintuitive to, you know, when you are increasing the years in here, you need to like really think about the number is decreasing and not increasing, right? So right now is 2023, next year will be 2024, and these times it's 66, and next year will be 65, not 67. So 4 years have passed, and we still wasn't able to try drill yard and show you how it works. And for me, it's kind of annoying actually, because what it does is slowly rising some experience on battlefield.
Currently,
for
Rome
soldiers,
considers your efforts to be mediocre.
Currently, there are
let's
no
be honest,
known enemy threats
one
to the
blessing
city.
from Mars will do it much more faster, much more quicker, and much more better, without needing 50 equids. 50 equids is a lot. It's one whole building, and in order to have these patricians on a level of small estates, we needed 4 houses, right? So okay, this is exactly what I was talking about.
Currently, there are no known.
Rome considers your efforts to
Rome
be
demands
mediocre.
military support for a really large army, and they are requesting some military support for some small. So this request, they are optional. You can skip them, but if you will fulfill them, you will have some rows in favor. If there is a demand on you, you need to fulfill them, or the favor will be lowered. So we cannot ignore this demand, but also, I mean, look at it. It's 5 heavy infantry, 2 archers, and 1 cavalry. It's 8 enemy soldiers, and we have 4 forts. So we need double that amount, and we do not have that. If I'm not mistaken, it is 50 iron. So let's say it's 20 armor and 20 weapons per year. It's 4 or 5 years in a game. So technically, we would have been able to have 6 of them. Not sure.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
So there was a message that there is a uprising in here. As was
that
before,
which does not kill us
and
makes us stronger.
Just to be able to act quickly, since we have the experience. Okay. I wanted to tell that we had the experience that the army popped up in here, in this part of town, and they are close.
In Permoveo.
And I don't want them to burn my new forts, so I wanted to send the army in advance, and I did not manage that. But this is exactly the reason why you need strong
the only easy day was yesterday.
And you know, sometimes you can see the pattern where the soldiers are coming from, so you know that you can like ignore this part area, for example. Right, so there is 1 army in here, and where is second one? I mean, good news is this
we do more waiting in line by 6 AM than most people do all day.
We can, and we will send them to fight immediately. But where is my second army?
The glory is not mine, but Rome's.
Oh my goodness. I mean, how hard is it to get the game? So, these guys have already destroyed 2 of the horses units, and
I only need to know one thing. Where they are.
Will
you don't have to be crazy to join the Legion.
Finish
sure helps.
Those archers.
It's a dry heat.
Wow. Right. So these finally arrived.
It is a good day to die.
Okay. These armies are done. So let's return our.
Pain is just weakness leaving the body.
Our soldiers to forts. Let's continue a little bit.
Rome considers your efforts to be.
Our favor with Rome must rise for the prestige of our city.
Our needs in this campaign. We have enough culture, even more than enough. We have some security, 50 actually, even though we did had a fight right now. With more city walls, it will be even better. Now, our prosperity is fine as well, and the only thing
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
Problematic is favor right now, and as we have seen of the requests that are happening in here, the only thing that will help us is sending the army. So we will have just to sit it through a little bit. So let's just build the fortification we were talking about earlier. Okay. I just like need it straight and narrow, as it should be, and let's close it up in here. Right, so how is our houses doing? And they're evolving, so we did it on the first try. That's actually impressive, I must say. The one who who built the tower, the fortification, he did an impressive job. So I'm using a different pattern of building of our fortification than in previous games, and that is I am having my towers on the walls but not in place of walls, right? The reason for that is that I have just been reading about the catapults, because there are catapults in the game. And they can destroy the tower, and basically you can do nothing about it, basically. The only thing you can do is destroy the catapult before it destroys your tower. Nevertheless, if they destroy your tower, they can go through the created space, and also your equids will be like, hey, we need city walls, as they wanted a few minutes ago. And hopefully my brainstorming about this problem was, if we will build the towers in this order, even though they are destroyed, there will still be a thin line of wall. And if I am wrong, which is it's possible, because it's the first time I'm doing this, it's just what I had in mind. So this fine line of wall should be in place, and if not, we can just in the future can just like do something like this. For example, this should also like work somehow.
Rome considers our city needs
so
more workers.
we will have our gatehouses and towers as a buffer for plebs, and we are currently needing 400 of them, which is a lot. And so I will actually build some houses as well, and that's 1, 2, and 3. Let's just go with 4. Let's just be generous. So we have got some upgrades of equids in this area, which means we are able to build more entertainment houses for our patricians. And let's start with arena, which is a small version of Colosseum. And if you know, from me of course, that bathhouse was a foundation of Roman culture, which it was, arenas and Colosseums were foundation as well for different kind of entertainment and a law than bathhouses, but nevertheless they were important as well. And you can find till today a lot of ancient arenas and Colosseums being located, and I think even being used today on some special occasions. Right, so that's entertainment, that's audium coverage, theater coverage, and arena coverage. Arena will start soon, and even this particular patrician is covered with arena. I'm just worried about desirability of this particular patrician, because we have destroyed a tree which was in his way. Right, so that's this part solved, and we can even start to can even start to think about Colosseum as well. We do not need it.
Our city needs more workers.
But we want it. We want it. First thing to have a Colosseum is to have a cattle pasture. Because a Colosseum needs 2 things in order to run smoothly. One is a gladiator, which we already have, and gladiator needs weapons, which we currently don't have. We won't have for a long period of time. And the second thing they need is a cattle farm. I mean cattle, which we are currently building in. And as you can see, I did it next to our sheep industry, not in our food industry in here. That's just, that's just mean this will be used in this industry firstly. It's just like, the status, it's the flag for my people. This is just, let's just keep it that way for a moment. Right, so let's expand on our religion for patricians as well, because they wanted it.
Our city's piety will surely gain us some notice from the gods.
Good coverage of Jupiter cult, Mars cult, and Mercury cult. You could have seen that since I already had 1 shrine available, the god is in the form of a sect. So there's like a small sect of Ceres worshippers, but I already have 3 shrines for Jupiter and Mars, and it's taking a cult position, so it's like more significant in our city. And I think we can actually do that for Ceres as well, because she was nice to us, and she is goddess of agriculture in this game.
Respect for the gods is so high in the city that they are sure
she
to
is
notice
already
and
in
bless us
cult as
greatly.
well. And sheep and cattle mature more quickly, which means we have halved our growing time. And I am just checking our granaries, and they seems to be empty a lot. So there's nothing like to worry about. I'm just joking. Of course it is. So we need to expand on our agriculture as well. I'm just building more grain fields right now, because we already expanded on cattle business, even though I said it's meant for entertainment purposes only. Of course they will just, the whole Colosseum will like need 1 cattle for 4 months or something like that, so they just really need a small amount of cattle available. But the problem with Colosseum, and the reason I use it for the trick I showed you before, is that it takes a lot of space. So we will need to destroy this row. We need to build the Colosseum in here, and I am purposely pushing it a little bit farther than we could, so I will squeeze a road in here as well. And we will expand the road. Here we are. And of course we need to build a trainer. The trainer is a special building that trains animal handling for Colosseum. This game differentiates between Colosseum and Arena in a way that arena only holds gladiator fights and Colosseum holds both gladiator and farm animal fighting. So small historical note in here. There is actually a sufficient amount of evidence that gladiators, and I mean like professional gladiators, people who voluntarily became gladiators, were not some poor fellas who were chosen by some justice system or something like that, but actually they were much more closer to, let's say, in today terms, a wrestling fighter. They were trained a lot, they were paid, they were kind of like in favor of women because they were famous, they were muscular, they had a lot of money. I mean, there were ideal companions, and there is some evidence that the fights between professional gladiators were staged. Shocking, right? So when you have like this movie person who is in charge of like judgment of the fight, so let's say for example Caesar watching a fight, and then there's one gladiator winning and one losing, and he will lift the finger in a thumbs up or thumbs down, meaning deciding if he will live or die. This is staged. This is staged a lot. That doesn't mean that there were no deaths. One of the risks of being a gladiator is that something, can go wrong, and it did, and you could die. That was a possibility, but it was not in every fight, in every possible outcome. Right. The second type of fight that was happening in this arena were public executions, and that was usually people who were sentenced to death
is so high in the city
by
that they are sure to notice.
Our city needs more.
The finances of our city are...
Nevertheless, what they did before,
soon.
Nevertheless, if you were soldier, if you were previous soldier, like after the service, nevertheless, if you were some scriber or some teacher, a religion person, if you were sentenced to death in arena, you had two options basically. One, there was some wild exotic animal specially put there for that purpose of executions. Usually it was some imported tigers and lions and such wild animals from Africa. Sometimes there is some evidence that they used wild boars with large claws. They made them somehow angry before the fight, so they would want to attack the person, etc. And the second option was to face the gladiator, and I mean the professional gladiator who was, trained for this special purpose. And this is where the mythology kicks in, and you get that somehow some people were able to fight their honor back or something.
More workers.
And there was some kind of law stating that if you would be able to withdraw yourself in arena for some period of time,
our city needs more workers.
Fights.
We have an outstanding order
courts,
that must be fulfilled.
Basically, that means that gods are telling Rome that their courts were flawed. They made some error or something, and this person is innocent. And not only that they are innocent, they are something, let's say, glory worthy. So they usually got some.
We have an outstanding order that must be fulfilled.
Some money and kind of a lot of fame actually, because it didn't happen a lot. From obvious reasons. Right, we are not sending this army to help Rome with their fight with Carthago, because we do not want to lose them, but we will build another fort. And maybe... yeah, we will lose some favor.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
That's bad. Okay, let's build a forum in here. Let's continue with our, let's say, quest of raising these patricians in here. And we will need to destroy some trees in order to the forum in here. Yes, they are already evolving. We do not actually need to do this to evolve the patricians more, but we will do it anyway. We will just get
our
more
city
money in the
finance.
Our favor with Rome must rise for the prestige of our city.
So, our prosperity is fine.
There are
Rome
considers your
demands
efforts to
more
be
soldiers
mediocre.
from us. I mean, it's probably the same as before, and I somehow think that they will ask us every time, every year, until we will send it. So let's just build one more fort, and I don't even know what to do in order to enhance our production, because we are importing all the iron, we are importing a lot of wood. I have sent
that which
some
does not
troops
kill
to,
us makes us
training
stronger.
here, and
We
you can
do
actually
more
see,
waiting in line by 6 a.m. than most people
I
do all
thought
day.
I was talking about it in some previous video. The soldiers have condition in order to become elite, that they will have 2 battles fought, and they will have 20 points in training. Now, Mars, if he gives you a benevolence, with training, he will give exactly the 20 points needed. But now they are in this training yard, and then they train for a bit. They're, I don't know, like returning for some food, or I don't know. They have some lunch, pause in half of the day, I don't know. But it takes some time. It takes a lot of time. And we did gather 3 points in training, which means they are still untrained, right? And it's just
The only easy day was yesterday.
I don't even know what they are, like stuck on right now. It's a mystery.
Rome considers your efforts to be mediocre.
We still have poor chances of winning. So even though if we will manage to send the forces, we still lose our favor, because let's say our forces were not good enough for the needs of the Rome. So, yep. I'm just waiting for the last 3 soldiers in here, and I will build one more fort. And let's be honest, guys, if this kind of army attacked us right now, it will be fine. It will be just fine. We have plenty of fortifications, we will do some military strategy, etc. But when this fighting is happening abroad, this is where the trouble begins, because it's not in our control. And I'm basically saying that today's generals who need our army are lame.
Rome considers
our city needs more workers.
We can build one more plebs building without a problem. These estates,
another day in the Legion is like a day on the farm.
Goods, and we are able to provide them with our trade options. Yeah, and we have bought all the iron in the world. I mean, I'm in temptation to, yeah. I mean, my temptation is finished even before it started. I was in temptation to close down the utensils factories because we just need the weapons and the armor, and we currently have 3 armor and no weapons. And I will also close down the Gladiator Guild, and let's just hope our supplies will last until, you know, they want. So, what to do
Our
next?
city needs more.
Rome,
I mean, how
considers
to
your efforts to be mediocre.
More armies. I mean, do you guys have any idea what?
Currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city. Currently,
Respect for the gods is so high in the city that they are sure to notice and bless us greatly.
I was just checking my Mars cult if he will be able to help me, and he will not. We already see some effects of new exotic goods in here, because those villas want healthcare, and that means because they already have one. So that means they want hospital, and we got a request for small military operation.
Our city.
There are trade routes.
Our favor with Rome must
I know
rise
that,
for the prestige.
Our city needs more workers.
Some of them, but right now, I mean, I don't even know how to continue on with my armies. And as I said, I don't want to send those.
Our city needs more.
Rome.
The finances.
currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city.
So, the fort number 1 Italica is returning from training. There are 2 who are very confident. And I'm seeing some red numbers in here, so I think I will build 1 more mess hall. Just in case these guys are not maintaining it in order. So let's return those, and let's deploy also these forts, because there is some
Another day in the Legion is like a day on the farm.
Nos permoveo.
Right?
In permoveo.
So you will probably see our fortification in
The
work.
Our
for
city
the first
needs
time.
more workers.
Let's max it up. We can see some shooting already happening. That's nice.
We do more waiting in line by 6 AM than most people do all day.
So our fortification is destroying early. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So let's again send those guys to train.
Our city needs
Let's
more.
check
Rome considers your efforts to be
how we
mediocre.
are standing in. We have poor chances of winning still. So
Remember, it's
I'm
not
sure
just
to
a
do
job,
next.
it's an
Because,
adventure.
our industry currently is very limited. Oh, and we need to
Rome considers
Our city needs more
our
workers.
buffer, right? Our industry is currently very limited. we are missing some basic iron, and with that we cannot build large armies, and it's kind of making a problem for us.
Our city needs more workers.
Right. Since I have nothing else to do, and I just want to upgrade my villas to maximum possible before winning the game, because of course we will win. Let's just build one equipped house in here, and we will see some downgrade soon, because we have switched off Gladiator Guild, which also means that there will be no entertainment from Arena and Coliseum as well. And let's build the hospital, so they have hospital care provided.
Our city needs more workers.
3 workers, that's okay. That will be fulfilled from this building. And we have been able to have 15 soldiers. Are there more to come?
That which does not kill us makes us stronger.
Not this year.
Our city needs more.
Rome considers your efforts to be
And we have
mediocre.
even chances of winning. I mean, I will do a sneaky little trick, and I will save the game. And
Rome considers your efforts to be
dispatch the
mediocre.
army right now. I've sent all of them.
Remind me why I'm putting my life on the line for this again.
They have even chances.
My name's
of
Gaius
winning,
Marius, and I'm
if
an army
we
of
would
one.
Postpone this. I'm not sure if the demand will pop up again. I think that it will. We would lose a lot of favor, and then it will be simply too long before the favor will be back. Will be back on some of those numbers. So.
We have an outstanding...
Currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city.
Our city needs.
The finance.
We have an outstanding...
I have no other
Our
idea
favor
on
with
what to
Rome
do,
must rise for the prestige of
except
our
just
city.
to wait. Our distant battle will go, and if it will go badly, this game will take more than 1 hour in order to go back where we were before, and we do not want that. So we save the game. If we will not succeed, we will do one more trick, and that is we will load the game, send the same army again, and we have lost the battle. Come on.
Our favor with
Currently, there are no known enemy threats to the city.
So we have lost the battle, and we already have 2 legions back in fort, which means all of them died. So
Currently, there are no...
We have an
I'm
outstanding
not sure how
order that
this
must be
works,
fulfilled
so I will just
soon.
load the game. Okay, I will send them to battle again, and then
Rome considers your
I'll
efforts
see
to
if
be
there
mediocre.
will be different result, because I'm not sure. The chance of winning is even, which means it's 50-50, right? And how is the game determining whether it's win or loss in this game? In this case, I mean, if the chances are excellent, that makes perfect sense, and there is like no probability in place, right? But we have 50-50 right now. We have even chances. So we'll see. There is some sandstorm happening. We haven't seen it before, so let's just support this small event with engineering office, because this can help with collapsing of some building. some buildings. Fingers crossed we will win this time. And if not, I'm torn between not sending the army at all again and well, what? Yeah. So again we lost. So let's just load the game again. Okay, this time I will not send the army.
Rome considers your effort.
The finances.
Rome considers your effort to be mediocre.
And I wanted to. I was speaking about it in the beginning. We will send a gift, and you can always send 2 large gifts, 2 medium gifts, and 2 small gifts. That will affect the favor of Rome or Caesar. But after those 2 are sent, no more will be noted. So we already sent 2 large gifts, and if we send this one, oh okay, then 3 it is. Yes, so 3 is the amount of gifts. So right now we only have options with medium gifts and small one as well. And our targeted
favor with Rome must rise
70.
for the prestige of our city.
Your competence is
our
well
savings
known in
are
Rome.
really small. Yes, we did it. So
Our
right now the
city
game
needs
is
more
ending,
workers.
but it's not ending the way I would want to. I would want to win that
Your
particular
competence is well known in Rome.
battle. That's one thing, and second thing is we are closing the game with really small savings, and as you have seen in the beginning of this video, we used the savings we had in our treasury. So leaving the game without the treasury is it's not something I will want to do. But I don't see any other options. I mean, I didn't do anything particularly bad. I mean, military display to increase the morale was not necessary because we had very confident troops. Happiness was not needed as well. Yep, I mean, here we
All
are.
of Rome celebrates your victories over our ancient foes. With the defeat of the Carthaginians, Rome has at last achieved security and peace throughout the Mediterranean.
I don't know if this voice was heard. So we have won, even though without the battle. And we have defeated our ancient foes. I mean, so this is placed in a third installment of, I mean, third part of Punic Wars. And Rome has achieved security and peace throughout the Mediterranean. That's actually not correct, because there was a lot of tension in, let's say, Middle East region, part of Mediterranean Sea in this time of history. But what Rome did was he established itself as hegemon in Mediterranean Sea, let's say it like that, right? So we have finished this particular level. We have some more to come, and we are seeing 2 possible scenarios: Carthago, which is economics branch of game, and Londinium. And I don't want to spoil you, but I think the game is wrong in here, because I think that Londinium was established after the Caesar's conquest of Britannia, as they were called these days, Great Britain, And I think this conquest was happening after he became the Caesar, because as far as I remember, he took like a half of Gallia, let's say southern and western part of Gallia, of France, and then he kind of returned back to Italy and crossed the Rubicon in here, when there was a civil war between him and the second triumvir of those times, Pompeius Magnus. And the battle with Pompeius took place, and they were, like playing cat and mouse around Italy. And then Pompeius left for Greece, where he built an army, and Caesar followed him, and this defeated him in a battle. And then they both went to Egypt, where there was the first part of Caesar's conquest of Egypt, and then so that was like my memories of this. So I'm not sure when the Battle of England took place, but what I know is that it was Julius Caesar who reinstalled Carthago as a city, because there is this mythology around the Carthago that it was destroyed completely and that the land was salted and so on and so on. And it was Julius Caesar who rebuilt the Carthago, and it was not when he was like ordinary citizen of the Republic and triumvirate. It was in the time he was Caesar. Never mind, it's everything for today. Let's wrap it up and call it a day. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.